Hello, super writers. I am going to show you a sentence right now, and what I want you to do is take a close look and see if you can figure out what it says. Are you ready? Well, this is kind of tricky to read, isn't it? I'll tell you guys something, even I have a hard time reading this, and I'll tell you why. It's because there are some things in it that usually are in sentences that are not in this sentence. So I have an important tip for you friends today to help you make sure that you can read your books, and it will help you avoid writing tricky sentences like these. Are you ready? Give me those binoculars. This is the most important part. Are you ready? Binoculars. Today, I want to teach you that when writers write sentences, there are certain things that they always do so that their sentences look right and are easy to read. So let's study a sentence from a book and see what writers always do. Here is the very same sentence that I just showed you, but this time I added the things that writers do in their sentences. So let's take a peek and see if this one is something we can read. H-E-R-E, here. I-S is, T-H-E, the. Here is the zoo. Here is the zoo. Now, do you think that sentence is easier to read than this one? What do you think? I definitely think so. So what do you think that I added in this sentence that made it easier to read? What do you think I added to it? Look at the capitalization in the beginning. Do you see that? Do you see that big capital H? Because our sentences always start with a big capital letter, and then are the rest of the letters lowercase? What do you think? Yeah, because they all should be unless one of them is a special name or a special place. So sentences are always going to start with that capital letter at the beginning. All right, what else do you notice? Anyone noticing something at the end of the sentence that's a little different? Who's noticing that little dot right there, that punctuation? That is a period, and it tells us it's the end of the sentence. It says you need to take a breath right here, and it also says that this is a telling sentence. So we read it just like this. Here is the zoo. We wouldn't read it like it was a question mark sentence. Here is the zoo, or an exclamation mark sentence. Here is the zoo. We would read it just like a nice, calm telling sentence because it has that period. Here is the zoo. All right, did you see how that made it easier for us to read it too? We knew how to read it. We knew what tone to use. All right, anything else that you notice that this sentence has that this one doesn't have? You noticing the finger spaces? Yeah, so this sentence has finger spaces in it. And finger spaces tell us that it's a new word in the sentence, right? It says it's time to move on to a new word and try to figure it out. And that helps us read and makes our writing much easier to read, doesn't it? All right, so we want to make sure we had those finger spaces. And one more thing we want to do is just make sure that you have your snap words written correctly. And you can do that by double checking your snap word chart, or the two snap word charts we have in the room, at the front of the room and then our word wall in the back of the room. And right in your folders and right in our activity, of course, you have your snap word chart. All right, so I have another sentence for you, and this time it's actually in a book. So I want you to take a close look at this page right here. It's called The Boat Ride. And this is how it goes. Well, let me get it nice and bright down here. There we go. Ooh, a little bit closer. There. All right. So this says, monkey is in the boat. Look really closely at that sentence. Are there things you notice in that sentence that all sentences should have? What do you see? Do you see a capital in the beginning? I do. I see a capital letter. What about lowercase letters in the rest of it? Do you see lowercase letters through the rest of it? I do too. Do you see any punctuation at the end? What do you see? A little dot, which is called a period. And do you see anything else? Something super important. Finger spaces. There are finger spaces between each of the words that tell us it's a new word. And I can tell you that all of those snap words are written correctly. So is this sentence great? Is it all set to go? What do you think? Yeah, it is wonderful. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to try our best to write our very own sentence. And it's going to be a sentence for a story we've been thinking about in class, which is a story all about dancing. And I was thinking the first page could go, "Look at me dance." How does that sound? And you friends are going to help me. So if you want to, you can pause the video here and you can grab a piece of paper and a pencil and you can try to write along with me, or you can just watch and join along through the video, okay? Whichever you'd like to do. All right. So we're going to start our sentence. Look at me jump. And before I write, what did Mabel teach us is a great thing to do? To plan where the words will go. So get your finger right out. We're going to plan where these words will go. Look at me jump. All right. Put your finger right up. If you don't have your own paper, try it right with me in the air. You ready? Look at me jump. All right. Do I know where the words are going to go? Yes. So am I ready to write? I am. And let me think. The word look is my first word. Look at me jump. Look. Is that a snap word? Yeah. We know look, L-O-O-K, look. And if you don't know how to spell it, where can you look? Your snap word chart. So let's try that word, look. And I am going to draw, but I'm going to draw my picture later. So let's try look. For big, oh, but what do I want to start my sentence off with? Do I want to start it off with a lowercase L at the beginning of my sentence? What do you guys think? Or do I want a big capital letter in the beginning? I want a capital L, which is a big, tall letter, big line down, and a little line over. Remember, little L is just a line down. It looks like a 1. There's our L, starts with a capital, L-O-O-K. All right, what about those letters? Big capital or lowercase? Lowercase. Let's give it a try. Little O goes circle. Other little O after that is just another little circle. And then to make our little K, big line down, and we kick it in, but not from the top, from the middle line. Remember, kick it in and slide out. There's our look, L-O-O-K, look. So now what's my next word going to be? Look at me jump. Look at. A-T, at is going to be my next word, but what do I need to remember? A finger space. So look, and my A says magic C. Bring it up, bump, and right down. There's my A, and after A is at, T, big line down, little line across. And again, it's a snap word, so if you didn't know how to spell it off the top of your head, you could always look in your snap word chart. All right, let's check it out, see what we've got so far. Reactivate your reread power. Look at me. Me. Is that a snap word? Yeah. M-E, me. And we want to make sure we have a finger space, and since it's the beginning of the middle of a sentence, we want little lowercase letters. So look at, little M goes little line down, go up, give it a bump, up, give it a bump, and back down. There's our M. And little E says hit the ball around the bases and stop. All right, let's reread. Look at me. Jump. Do I have room here for jump? What do you think? Probably not. That's why I'm moving down here. Jump. And is that a snap word? No, that's the part that's not a pattern. That's the part we need to use our stretch strategies and skills to solve. Are you ready? Let's figure out that word jump. Jump. What's the first sound you hear in jump? Not like the letter G, not g. We're looking for a different letter like jello, J. And to make a little J, you make a line down and you start right at the halfway mark because it's a hanging letter. Line down and you give it a tail, just like that, and then a little dot at the top. And even though it has that dot, remember that it is still not a tall letter. It just has that dot. All right, now we want to listen for the next sound. J, Ooh, that sounds like the vowel we need in our word. Like umbrella and up. U. And to make a little U, you're going to make a little curve and a little line down. All right, look at me. Nice job stretching these words, guys. What is like you smelled something so yummy. That's the letter M. And you want a little lowercase m. Little m, little line down, line up, down, down. And there you go. Jump. Oh, there's one more sound. What is it? Jump. Do you hear that? P, p. What letter is that? P, p. P. And that is a hanging letter. So make a big line down, but from that middle line, you make the line big. So it goes down long, just like the J, but it doesn't have a tail. And then you give it a little curve in front of it, kind of like a belly on a P. All right, look at me, jump. Let's try it with me. Look at me, jump. Perfect. So what do you think, guys? Is this perfect, or is there something else I need to add? There's one more thing. What is it? Let's find out. So here at the bottom, I have this checklist that's going to help me figure out if I added everything I need. And you friends are going to have this too in your writing activity and from now on your writing paper as well. So what do you think this A means? That's a big capital A. So that's saying remember to use a capital in the beginning and then remember lowercase for the rest. So did I have a capital in the beginning? I did, so I can give it a check. That one's got some fingers. What do you think that's telling me? Did I remember to add my finger spaces? I see finger spaces, so I did. I can give it a check. Oh, and this one has THE, that, SEEC, and LIKE, like. Those are snap words. That one's reminding me to double check and make sure I spelled my snap words correctly. So check your chart. Make sure you spelled those snap words correctly before you give it a check. I know for sure that we did, so I'm going to give it a check, but I want you friends to double check your words, okay? Just make sure. Snap words are good. Give it a check. Oh, and this very last thing, punctuation at the end. Period, exclamation mark, question mark. Do I have that in my sentence? What do you think? Oh no, I forgot that. So I'm going to add that now. And I said, look at me jump. Do I sound like that's a telling sentence, or do I sound like excited, or is it a question? I think I sound excited. So I'm going to put an exclamation mark. Make that right now in the air with me. That's a line down and a dot. Or make it on your paper if you're writing this with me. Line down and a dot. And there's our sentence. Let's read it all over. Look at me jump. And then do I have punctuation now? Yes, I did. I can give it a check. And look, my sentence is all done. I have all the parts in it. Now I just need to go back and add to my drawing. So what I want you friends to do today is you are going to actually have a big job. So give me those binoculars. This is very important. Today for your activity, I want you to write the second page for our story about dancing. And since it's a pattern book, the second page will say something like, look at me spin, look at me jump, look at me twirl. You can decide what you want to do. Look at me and you can pick. What do you want to be doing in the picture? And then draw a picture to go along with your writing. And in your writing, I am also attaching these check boxes, the ones we just did, at the bottom of your writing. Before you're done, make sure that you've done all the things in these boxes and given them a check. Do you have a capital at the beginning and then lowercase? Do you have finger spaces? Do you have all the snap words correct? Did you double check your snap word chart? And do you have punctuation at the end? Okay, if you have all of these things, then your sentence is great. Are you guys ready to rock? All right, thanks. Bye.